And I am smiling like this because someone just gave me some diabolical, thoughts. But let me say a very good morning to MFA.
Hi.
Aditi.
You look tired.
I am tired. I am knackered. I am exhausted. I am everything. But it's well. It's well. I mean, another week has started. There are those weeks where you start on Monday and you're tired.
True. Yeah. But it can only get better.
Especially when you were working on Sunday.
Oh yeah, that's why you're tired. You must be tired from the probe yesterday. That was good.
But it was all good.
Yeah.
It was all good. So we have quite a number of papers we're going to dig into. But before we do so, I'm asking on behalf of Sami Okuto, our director, who has been asking you this morning. So is this Mongolian, Peruvian, Haitian, Brazilian?
No.
Or is it, okay, this isn't Bone Straight. I know Bone Straight. I think I've seen Bone Straight. It's like Bone Straight.
It's very Bone Straight, right? Okay, this is double drawn hair. Just a regular double drawn hair.
Double drawn hair.
Yeah.
So like, is it because of the split? So draw this way, that way. Is that it?
The strands are all wefted and they're pointing to the one direction.
The strands are all what?
They're all wefted in one direction.
The strands are all wefted in one direction. Hey, Mao! Wallahi.
Don't mind Benjamin.
You see my head? 10 CDs and I'm good to go.
I feel like we're being robbed. 4 CDs, 10 CDs, you're done. Let's tell them what's in front of us.
I should even be getting it for less. But look, you're looking smashing this morning.
You.
Your color combination, everything.
Thank you. The job clothes, yes.
Utija. And for those of you who don't know, me, I am simple tie, safety, black jean trouser, and our beads, Well, for those who don't know that she's into what I say, there's a reason she's always specced up like this. Munima, you better go somewhere. Find out. If I say it here, they will say I'm selling. Anyway, let's get into the papers. You have the Daily Graphic.
Yes, I do.
Let's start with the Daily Graphic.
Okay, so the Daily Graphic, surely you must have heard about the MMDCEs. It's the big one in front of the Daily Graphic. Key MMDCEs dropped. Ashanti has the highest of 43. Northeast, a handful. They have 6 each. And it's on page 3 of the Daily Graphic this morning. We've got some photos of some persons who have been nominated in front of the Daily Graphic this morning. And also, President addresses UN General Assembly on Wednesday is on page 16. He, however, has traveled out of the country to the United States. And according to the Constitution, our Vice President will be acting as President. And so just so you're informed. Now, if you move to page 16 of the Daily Graphic this morning, a man who is 42 years has been busted with 656 ATM cards.
200 and mini?
656 ATM cards. So here, they've been grouped according to the banks that they came from. So this man claims that he's getting
656.
Yeah, 56. Yeah. I can't find nearly all of them, but they're probably in here. All of it. All of it, from my Fidelity to GT to Unibank.
This guy is...
So this man, his name is Bashir Musa Amino. Now, Amino claims to be Guinean, but he holds a Nigerian passport. Story is on page 16 of the Daily Graphic this morning. Here is something for the women to be excited about and still push for more. We've got 38 females nominated for the MMDC position, but that's just 14.6%.
It's a drop in the bucket.
Yeah. It's really a drop. I mean, for starters, we appreciate that they're hearing and listening to us.
Yeah.
But 14.6% now, just 38 out of 260. It's a little too below. We're asking for more. So in front of the Daily Graphic and also page 17 of the Daily Graphic as well. Mrs. Elizabeth Saki, AMA new boss. We're happy and excited
and
about that.
That too raised quite a storm. People talking about the current mayor and the fact that he's been doing so much for them, and taking him out is not the right way to go. He's the one they know. And here we are, former Deputy Greater Accra Regional Minister. You know one thing about our politics, though, what the executive wants, the executive gets. Until we put in place certain systemic measures. It's like even with the MMDCEs.
Yes.
That is why there was a push for elections and all of that to get them into these
Metropolitan,
municipal, and district areas.
We've spoken to a few assemblymen who have raised concerns on the fact that they are unable to do a lot of work because then you have to go through to the MC. Then you now have to, if the MC and then the member of parliament are not on the same page.
That's exactly what I was going to.
Yeah.
And if they are not from the same party, sometimes they work against, each other.
We hardly see MCs coming from different parties that are not the one in power. Anyway.
Yes, but you may have a member of parliament from a different party, and that's where the trouble really starts.
Yeah. Anyway, we really wish her all the best. And this puts a lot of pressure on her, knowing that people say that the outgoing one did quite some work and also puts a lot of pressure on us. So, And also, Amabenyuado, NDC's strong woman, Amabenyuado, is passed on. So rest in peace.
It's amazing. When was the last time? I think she hadn't spoken in years. She had gone quiet, age and everything. And I spoke to her, and she was so, it just reminded me, she was so bubbly, so full of life and everything, talking politics. And now we hear that, death has laid its icy hands on her.
She's lived a good life.
Yeah. I mean, in the NDC back then, there was no way, if she targeted you for a tongue lashing or something, you would regret it. She was that firebrand, former member of parliament for Gumwa
West, yes,
and Central Regional Minister. Well, may her soul rest in peace, and we mourn with the NDC fraternity for.
I really wonder how Nsamando is looking now. If the way she checking with some grand style. Anyway, that's let me see. That's it. Okay, COVID-19 cases declined. Story is on page 49. I'm not too sure of the current numbers now, but I'm seeing the photo of the health minister there. Now, a black hole for graduate unemployment is in the middle page. We're talking about unemployment, especially because of what the YEA did last week, and so it's been the topic. But it's in the middle page here. You might want to take a read. That's page 40 and 41. Ben, that's it.
Let's check out the final newspaper. Stephen and team congratulates new MMDCE nominees. Stephen and team of the NPP. You would remember that he's been contesting time and again, I believe, for the chairmanship slot in the party. He's a leading member of the MPP, and he's been congratulating them. There's also Central Region NDC mourns Amabenyuado. There's MMDCE's list: 38 females, 132 new nominees, 128 retained as Elizabeth Saki takes over as Accra Mayor. There's also Republic Bank reduces interest cost on mortgages by up to 40%. Now, this is said to be a novelty, and I find this interesting at this point in time because of, the Joy News EcoBank Habitat Fair. And it's all about mortgages and renting to own and this and that. So who knows? Maybe people might want to take a look at that. This is actually on page 9 of the final newspaper. Rescheduled physics business management papers to be written or to be sat. We really don't write exams. We sit exams on October the 1st and 7th. That's according to WASSCE. And interestingly, yesterday on the probe, we had Kwesi Kwarteng, PRO for the Education Ministry, Kofi Asare and the rest. I really don't see, apart from serialization, which the Education Minister has put forward. Basically, you have similar questions or the same questions, but your question 1 may be question 20 for me.
Yep.
Or you could actually have different sets of questions. I don't know whether that really addresses the core systemic issues in WASSCE. WASSCE has been extant since 1952.
Monopoly.
52. And the monopoly itself, for me, is a problem. Look at when, and I'm sorry I have to say this because I'm in the media space, but when GBC had no competition. Now, I mean, look at even their rebranding and everything.
Absolutely.
Competition brings out the best in you.
It does.
From 2005, 2006, we had this WASSCE thing up to this time. And practically every year,
it's from WASSCE.
Without fail.
I mean,
there is some leakage. You are telling us about supervisors. You're always passing the buck to, the institutions and all of that. When is WASSCE going to be held to account? People are saying, oh, the council and all of that. But how can WASSCE check itself?
Of course not.
So It's a
it starts from
very
breaking.
thorny
A lot of
situation,
people do not agree to breaking of the monopoly, but I think it starts from there.
It starts from breaking up the monopoly.
It does.
Right.
It does.
Let's check out the Daily Guide.
Okay, so the Daily Guide is also reporting how the MCEs have been named amid the drama. We've got Ernest Arthur here, Salifu here, Elizabeth Saki here. We've got Abdul Munim Issa as well here. Picture not too clear. But also Nana in New York for UN meeting. We already reported that in the Daily Graphic as well. Now, a pregnant woman kidnapped in Takrade is on page 6 of the Daily Guide this morning. That's not some good news. If we go to the middle page of the Daily Guide, the Daily Guide this morning, I'd wanted to commit suicide. Gospel act Millicent Yankee talks about difficult days. It's in the middle page. And also, wow, my favorite, Wendy Williams, reported in the hospital for mental health check.
Okay, I admit. Who's Wendy Williams again?
Oh my goodness. Do you know Ellen DeGeneres? Do you know Ellen?
Yes, I know Ellen.
Okay, and you don't know Wendy Williams?
No, I don't.
Shush. How am I going to describe this to you? Do you know Oprah?
Of course I know Oprah. Everybody knows Oprah.
Wendy is also another talk show host.
Unless you're going to mention Whoopi Goldberg next.
Oh, no Whoopi. Wendy is one sweetie. Okay, I don't know how to describe it to you.
Someone just whispered to me she's annoying. So you're sweetie and annoying. I don't know. Is she somewhere in between?
I like her. She says it as it is. She really doesn't give a rat's about anybody. She says it as it is. Yeah.
Okay.
She's had issues, relationship and all of that. But I like the way she rises above people's negative comments and still does her job. What I'm worried about is the mental health check she's doing now. So I'll take a read. But if you love Wendy, here's an update about her. It's in the middle page here as well. Kewa scolds unsympathetic Nisaka Brown over Ajetefio failure comments. It's in the middle page of the Daily Guide this morning, Ben.
I have a little thought. When you said you're a bit worried about her mental health check bit, it just hit me. You know how, and this is not just because the health minister has said that some 3.1 million of us, which is about 10% of us, have mental.
It's gone down because I think last year the number was a little high.
So I always say this: we all have some mental issues, mental health issues. It's like this, right? So we all have eye problems, but it may just not degenerate to the point where you need glasses.
Yes.
Everybody has something going on there.
Yes.
And with mental health, it is same for all of us. In fact, we should be getting checked very often. People look at us. Look at the times we wake up. 3-something, 4, you're running around, you're getting to work. It's a high pressure environment.
Sure.
You need that mental stability. And that is why I always say we're losing out, because we need those social systems in the country, or health systems, where, look, I'm not feeling in the right place. Like this month, I'm not feeling in the right place. I should be able to go and see a psychiatrist, a psychologist, or someone who would. Unfortunately, there's stigma tied to mental health issues in this country. You go and see one, hey, wabadam, watichi. In fact, getting some of them, those professionals, is another headache.
True.
It's not that easy to access them. So you must be willing to cough up certain sums of money at private institutions mostly, and people usually don't have the wherewithal and don't do that. So I think whatever is going on with Wendy Wilson, good for her that she has access to those systems here. The Ghanaian publisher, NLA Lonasi, that is the Loterie Nationale de Côte d'Ivoire, partner to increase revenue. Recently, we've been doing Nigeria, now the Ivory Coast. I said
what are we partnering for?
A lot to know.
We've moved from Nigeria to Ivory Coast?
No, there's another entity that is in Ghana. So it's the Director General of the Lonasi.
Okay.
Now, Ashanti Regional Secretary Mr. Sampine gets a nod as far as the KMA, and so 260 nominees for MMDCE jobs. Pictured here, Elizabeth Saki, and also the Minister for Local Government, Decentralization and Rural Development, Dan Butchie. How about you check out this one? Evil plot against me won't prosper.
Who's talking?
Reverend Owusu Bempah. On page 3 of the Ghanaian publisher, he says, and the General Overseer of the Glorious Word Power Ministry International, Reverend Isaac Owusu Bempah, yesterday made his first public appearance after his release from prison custody on Friday. He was spotted in an all-white linen with a touch of gold And the man of God presented himself before his congregation amidst waves of handkerchiefs and songs of praise. In a sermon titled Wickedness Unto the Wicked, Part 4. I'm sorry, it's like a Kumawood movie, right? Part 1, but let's be serious. He actually tasked his congregants not to despair in the face of challenges, quoting Esther chapter 6, verses 1 to 3. He said, Haman had an understanding of spiritual things and had enchanted for 12 months with his purposes, and it goes on and on. But the nutshell is, you can fashion the weapons, but they will not prosper against me. Interesting, because when you look at the book of Esther, then that means he was looking at one of those deuterocanonical books. Anyway, Ghana bagged $6.5 billion from oil from 2011 to date. The PIAC has been talking about some of those issues even as it's been touring the Volta region. In lifestyle, she thought she was cheating on me, but guess who is having the last laugh? Page 10 of the paper has those details.
Oh, don't be mean.
She thought she was cheating on me, but guess who is having the last laugh?
Who's talking?
It's an article. You should read it. It's on page 10 of the paper. I'll read it to you later on.
Okay. So I was telling you the story of a 28-year-old pregnant woman who had been kidnapped. It's really important that I give you a little details.
Right.
So that if you, by chance, get any information, you can contact the police. And so the husband of a missing heavily pregnant woman says that he has received calls from someone suspected to have kidnapped his wife, demanding ransom. Now the husband, Paul Simon, has subsequently reported the matter to the police in the Western region for them to trace his wife. His wife's name is Josephine Mensah, who is believed to be 9 months pregnant and was almost in labor. Oh my God.
Yeah, and that is what makes it even more worrying. Josephine Mensah, her photos and the information has been trending. You know, when I saw it the first time, my heart sank.
It will sing. It will.
And for a husband like that, we can only pray. But someone posed a question somewhere on social media, and I think I want to pose the same question to you. Is it that we are getting more cases of people getting missing, or is it that there simply is a spotlight on it? Because you notice in recent times, I mean, you see, there are so many on social media, some getting into the papers and all of that, and this person is missing, and that person, and sometimes it hits home because it's someone I know, someone close, and they say, oh, this person. In fact, I know a Catholic church, where recently a girl, an adolescent girl, gone, and till now. So it's becoming a bit scary. Is it that more of it is happening, and what could be the cause, or is it just that there's a spotlight on it? I don't know.
I think that there's more of it happening. We've also thrown a little spotlight onto it. I'm unable to put all of them under one umbrella, getting missing, being kidnapped, and even murdered for rituals. I'm unable to put all of them under one umbrella. But if I'm allowed, and I can put all of them under, then now there's a hike in it. There's increase. There's just, I don't know what's causing it. Is it quick money, whichever way, but this is way out of place.
Let's hope this is not a cause of, or as a result of criminal activity, like some of the ritual, whatever we've seen. I don't want to get into, because these people's families will still be looking forward to meeting there, but I hope not, because this is tragic.
I hope not too.
This is tragic. Anyway, her photo is also here on the front page of the Chronicle newspaper. And the other stories we've basically dealt with, but I'll just add this, since today you abandoned the role to me. Ecclesiastes chapter 7 verse 9. Ecclesiastes chapter 7 verse 9. I don't know whether I should do it like Obinim.
And what chases demon. Let's go.
I'll just do Ecclesiastes. Be not quick in your spirit to become angry, for anger lodges in the heart of fools. Be not quick in your spirit to become angry, for anger lodges in the heart of fools.
Sir.
Yeah.
What's the headline? The big headline in front of the Chronicle. Let me see if it will tell.
Calm down. Respect president's choices. You want to get angry. Relax.